And the question, it's a good idea to always remind yourself what the question was. The question was, what are the husband's career prospects? And a 10 upside down, it's like an indication, don't look for a new beginning because you're not going to find one. It's a bit like a 10 is the end of the cycle. And so there's value in going over the cycle, going over earlier experiences and seeing what could have been done or should have been done differently, and understanding how poor decisions made in the past led to a difficult situation that's going to continue. And so it's a bit like examine the old and see how it led to the present. And once you've examined the old, see what you could do or you should do differently so you don't get the same outcome here as this new cycle begins again. Because otherwise, if you don't examine the past and see what you could change, you're going to be doomed to repeat it. And so the new cycle will begin, but the husband can find himself in a similar kind of situation 6 months or a year from now because he did things the same way that he's always done them. So there is value in looking at the past, assessing it, and remembering what worked and what didn't work, and making adjustments. And the adjustment can simply be, instead of doing nothing, do something. Sort out the past rather than look to the future. And so identify bad habits and stop doing them or replace them with something else. The other thing is, going back to this Knight of Pentacles reverse, Pentacles represent money, they also represent values. So it can be that he needs to rediscover his true values, what he really cares about. And maybe he didn't know what he wanted in the past, and that's why he's in difficulties now. Whereas if he goes and analyses what has happened in the cycle and figures out what he cares about, what he really values, then he's going to be in a much stronger position when it comes to making forward progress with his career. The future is the Nine of Swords, and it's upside down as well. We've got swords here and swords here. So it's a bit like we go from 10 to 9. It's a bit like he's going to take one step back into the old cycle, which I think is a good thing. So it's still swords, so there's going to be more of the same, and a continuation of the difficulties here. So again, what are his career prospects? Not spectacular now or in the immediate future. So there's going to be no escape and no certainty, I think, for a little bit of time. He's not going to be able to see his way, just see his way. Look at the hands covering the eyes. So instead of looking to the future, if he looks to the past, sorts it out, then he's going to be in a much better position. So continue analysing the past to put himself in a better position to understand and get benefits from the future. And so the fact that he's stepping back is partly, I think, an indication that he is going to participate in analysing what's gone on. But the fact that it's upside down can be an indication that he also at the same time says, you know, what's the point? There's no, I can do this, but why should I bother? And at that point, you probably want to encourage the person to make an effort. And this is where I think it's not maybe good enough, or there's maybe a better way of encouraging people than just saying, you know, put the time into it, it'll be worth it in the end. Because that kind of thing doesn't work. Promising people future benefits, people want stuff now. And so instead of giving general good encouragement, because this is not a child that you want to get to eat their broccoli, you know, or eat their toast. Yeah, eat toast that will give you curly hair. I don't want curly hair. You know, I want something else right now. So if we look, how would you encourage somebody here? And I think you need to look back and look at the cards that have been drawn and look back to this Knight of Pentacles reversed, because it's about values. So when he's not that encouraged or not that keen to analyse the past, and he says there's not much point, you say, I know you say there's not much point. That's because you're the Knight of Pentacles reversed. You don't know anymore what you truly value. So what you used to care about no longer satisfies you. And so you changed and your values have changed as well. But you don't know what these new values are. You need a new set of values. And when you know what it is that you care about now based on all that you've been through, then you're going to know what it is that you want in the future, and you're going to know the way forward. So that's an alternative to, by all means, pick 3 cards. But if you're finding you pick 3 cards and it's a struggle, think about past, present, and future. And you'll find it's going to be easier to make sense of any particular card in any of the 3 positions.